Hey everyone, Jag Taggart 93 here, and today we're reviewing SM208, a map pack for Quake of maps that were made within 72 hours. The maps here range from so-so to very good, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown of a few of the maps that I really noticed and appreciate. Now, all the maps here are at least decent. The collection of talent of map makers that we have here is, pretty impressive, and being able to create a good map, especially in 2020 in under 72 hours, is a pretty daunting task, but these people were up for it, so let's dive right into it. The first map we're looking at is called Casa Caverna by Greenwood. Now this one's an okay little map. The strongest part in this map is the house, but I really didn't appreciate the confining cavern area at the very beginning. I felt it was more of an annoyance than anything in this entire section at the start. I was expecting to return back outside actually as the map progressed, but that actually never happens. The secrets in this map are pretty rewarding. You get quad damages and a thunderbolt, which are highly recommended if you're doing this run skill 3. There's some questionable design choices in this map, like why there needs to be 2 keys at the very beginning, and what's the point of having 2 ways out of the very small attic section. Most players won't even notice. I sure didn't. I was fine just going up the ladder into this attic here, grabbing the goodies and ignoring the 2 zombies before flipping the switch and heading right back down. The house portion in terms of reroll design works well enough. There's clear furniture, decoration, zombies, and I especially dug the pentagram room here with the 4. The theme of the map pack though is caves and caverns, which, yeah, this one has at the start, but again it's more of a hindrance to the overall experience. I think this map would have been stronger if it was just edited out. 5.2 out of 10, it's an okay map. The next map we're looking at is called The Discovery by Artistical, and it's another okay, pretty good map. I dig the attempt at a story here. It's basic, but it works. You see, you're exploring a cursed mineshaft, and along the way you need to survive the zombified miners who will be out for your blood. The tricky part is, besides the grenade launcher you get at the very beginning, there's really no ammo or health at all in the entire map. You really don't need it though if you're careful, and I give a lot of credit to the author here for trying something like this. I especially appreciate how the author used the properties of the map, the jagged walls here, which are all around you, and it actually adds a little bit of difficulty to combat. It makes you pause and think before firing that grenade launcher. You see, ordinarily lobbing grenades around in slim hallways isn't that big of a deal. It's actually really easy to do in Quake, and very intuitive. But the jagged nature of the surrounding environment that you're seeing here adds some unpredictability to those grenade bounces, and gives you a bit of caution, something to think about before firing. The end is pretty clever to this map, and I will not spoil it by talking about it, except I will give a simple warning that there's a very small, easy to miss pit at the very, very end that's very easy to fall into if you're not careful. So just keep an eye out for that. Keep looking down as you're, well, again, I don't want to give away the ending. The ending is really awesome though, and overall, this is a very fun map. 6.4 out of 10, which rates it as good. The next map we'll be looking at is called Lux Nocturnal by Comrade. And this one is a pretty solid map as well. There's just enough room for engaging combat, and it rewards eagle-eyed players who take the time to appreciate their surroundings at the beginning, with being able to get the drop on some good portion of the enemies early on. From the starting area, I was able to snipe down from a handful of knights, rottweilers, a fiend, and a vor. Not too bad. Granted, it took a lot of shells to do it, but that's not a problem as this map has plenty of ammo. And maybe, I think, a little too much ammunition, and overall it's a bit on the easy side, but still, it's aesthetically pleasing, looks gorgeous actually. Really like the amount of detail here to the scenery, and overall again it's a very solid map. 6.8 out of 10, another good map. And the last map we're looking at today is called Lil Canyon by JCR, and this one is quality. I absolutely love the realistic textures here, the lighting, and I heavily appreciate the moody 9 Inch Nails track here, Ghosts 1-2. Now, this map, again, it's really interesting. The combat is pretty basic, nothing too difficult. You have just enough ammunition to get by, but the ending really made this one memorable for me. So, you got this track playing by 9 Inch Nails, Ghost 1-2, which again is a very ambient, but very melancholy track, and I'm playing this map, which seems very, by the numbers so far. I mean, it's good, but nothing too crazy or nothing out of the ordinary so far. Yeah, we get some enemies, and I really appreciate the custom texture work here, but nothing too crazy. But then the ending says a portal has opened up at the very bottom, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Turns out that's how you exit this map actually, and yeah, when you jump off the canyon into the portal, your character does die. You know, Ranger does die at the very end of this map. That's the point. You're supposed to actually commit suicide here. And that, accompanied with the haunting melody by Trent Reznor, makes one hell of a haunting and ambient experience here. It's pretty damn edgy, actually, but goddamn, do I love my Quake when it's good and edgy. So for that, I rate this a 7.3 out of 10 for that extra little attention to detail and flavor. And that is it. I might throw up some more reviews for the other maps here. They're all, again, range from good to very good. Nothing really horrible that I played so far. And yeah, thank you all for watching. This is Jag Taggart 93 signing out. You have a good one.